Today, I'm back with another Mega Movie News video for you all. Today, we're going to be talking about physical media doomsday and when will the clock run out on you. Yes, we're going to go over a few different points for this important topic. I'm going to split this video up into a few different segments here in this part one. Now to get into the three major reasons why the physical media doomsday clock has started ticking. Starting with our first major reason is going to be the bad transfers on certain discs. Our second point we're going to bring up is going to be certain disc players becoming extinct. And our third and most important and final reason is going to be talking about some major issues that have been coming out with releases on certain studio titles and boutique labels. So make sure you stick around throughout the entire video to get all the reasons why the doomsday clock has started ticking and what it means for you, what it means for me, and ultimately what's going to happen when the clock runs out.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Now to get into our first point of why the physical media doomsday clock is ticking. Well, let's talk about bad transfers and just bad discs in general. A lot of these studios have been very sloppy on what they're putting on disc. Now, a lot of this could be due to the COVID reasons of having less quality control and more outsourcing to other places to create these discs, which do logistically cause more problems, but still these studios should have more quality controls in place. Let's just talk about first bad transfers though. So everybody knows in the physical media community that Terminator 2 Judgment Day is not considered a good transfer. A lot of people put this up as this shining example of how not to transfer over a movie to a 4K disc. So a lot of people don't like this transfer at all. And so are people going to want to buy this? No. Even when you get a new Lionsgate steelbook out there of that really nice Terminator 2 looking steelbook, I did not buy that steelbook because the transfer was the same. It wasn't a new transfer. They never did fix their mistake on the Terminator 2 transfer itself. Yeah, they gave you a really cool Lionsgate steelbook and I was a little bit tempted by that artwork on that steelbook. It looks so nice, but because it did not have a good transfer, I did not personally pick it up myself. So we need to be fixing these transfers here, because if we don't have good transfers, how is the community going to be able to trust that the product they're getting is actually going to be good quality? If we get bad transfers like this, I mean, what are we going to expect when we get a movie? It's just a complete gamble. And not only bad transfers, just in general, bad discs. We have had issues with getting bad discs where there's certain scenes missing or certain things missing from the movie that should be there, and this has caused a lot of problems. Some examples just out of my collection real quick was the Friday the 13th collection, where there was a couple discs with some issues here. Now, we had issues on the Friday the 13th Part 3 disc, not having the 3D credits, which it should have had. Also, we've had issues on another disc. I believe it's a Jason Goes to Hell, which is missing an uncut scene from it. So if you wanted to get those discs, you had to go through a whole disc replacement process. Nobody got time for that. I did not want to go through the hassle myself. I wish they would have just given us the correct disc from the beginning. So that really is irritating, especially when this box set is just so nice and is just so great to have on the shelf. I mean, this is a really good box set. I mean, everything you can see, all the artwork design they put into this. I mean, yeah, they did a lot of great work with this, and I wish it just had perfect discs from the very beginning, which unfortunately it did not. So that's an example out of my collection, but there's been many times where they've had discs go haywire. They've had issues with the Donnie Darko disc, had issues with the Mad Max disc, had issues with Citizen Kane. You even had to like show proof of destroying your Citizen Kane disc, the Criterion 4K one, before they would send you a replacement of it. I mean, like, that is such a big hassle, such an irritation, such a waste of time. I wish at first they would just have better quality control, get us the good quality disc, because now when we buy these discs and we're investing a lot of money in these discs, we want to get good quality product. It's a complete gamble. Are we going to get a bad transfer? Are we going to get something missing from the disc? I mean, it's just completely random. And so that's why some people aren't collecting as many discs anymore, or they're waiting till they see reviews of the disc. But eventually what's going to be happening is if we get so many poor transfers, so many poor discs, and there's things missing more frequently, then that's going to turn off some collectors. That's going to turn off people that used to love physical media and would collect a lot to maybe just saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to gamble on this anymore. I know that if I go download it digitally or off streaming, maybe I know I will get a certain quality of movie that I'm not going to get with a disc. This could be very risky. So I could see some people going about collecting that way and just being turned off from collecting because of the gamble they are taking with the disc. So I think if we keep getting a ramp up of poor transfers, poor quality discs, I really do think that's going to hurt the collecting overall, and that, hey, if people aren't buying these discs anymore because they're afraid of getting that bad quality, well, then they're going to stop producing these discs altogether because they're going to see, hey, sales are down. Why are we still making these discs? So I think due to their part of making bad quality, it's going to affect us and basically get that doomsday clock keep ticking till when physical media will be no more.
Now, I'm sorry, son. I can see that you're disappointed.
Disappointed? Why should I be disappointed?
Now to get into my second point, and that's the fact that there are limited disc player options now. We are having less disc players to choose from. It wasn't so long ago that Samsung stopped producing disc players. So I used to have a Samsung disc player, but when it broke down and I went to go look for a replacement disc player, there was no Samsung one left. And then I did some research and found out, whoa, Samsung isn't producing these disc players anymore. They're out of the disc player game. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go with another company, likely, well, a Sony. Yeah, they had a Sony player there, so that helped me out. But what happens next? Yesterday, it was Samsung. What if tomorrow it's Sony? And then what if all these other manufacturing companies of these disc players just start disappearing? They're all getting out of the game. That is total doomsday for us physical media collectors, because it doesn't matter how many physical media discs we have. It doesn't matter how many aisles and aisles of discs we have collected. If we don't have a disc player to play the disc, it does us no good. So maybe we've built up our disc collection, but have we built up our disc player collection? That's a question you gotta ask yourself. So maybe you need to have a few of those disc players back up in storage, ready to go just in case something happens to your main disc player. And also another issue is the quality of disc players. Have you checked out the disc players recently that are out there in the retail stores? A lot of them feel very cheaply made, very flimsy, just don't look durable at all. And you can tell, ooh, I feel like this one is gonna break down in a few months, maybe not even last a year, because it feels just so cheaply made. And you're like, oh, they are really not putting in the good work to make this a quality player anymore. Maybe because not as many people care about quality players anymore. So that's a bad sign for us physical media collectors too. So once again, we can have all the best discs in the world. We can have all the 4Ks and Blu-rays and all that out there. But if we don't have a solid disc player, we're going to be running into issues. And to me, there is one thing that's a good sign for us that has helped save us a little bit, and that's that the consoles do still have disc player options, so you can get a PlayStation 5 with a disc player. Now, there are options where you don't get the disc player, and you can just basically digitally download games or do streaming pass options, which, you know, that's kind of a bad sign for us too, because maybe we're okay with this generation of consoles, which has helped save physical media a little bit. But what happens next generation? What happens when we get into a PlayStation 6? Is there going to be a disc option at all? Or is it just going to have no disc player at all? You're out of luck if you like discs. No, you cannot buy no video game discs. Again, you need to download everything digitally. I could see that happening with the next generation of consoles. Actually, I'm pretty surprised it didn't happen with this generation of consoles, but next generation of consoles, I don't see them having disc players. Now, hopefully I'm wrong on that. Hopefully they do have disc players, but once those go, that's now another decline of another option that you had available for a disc player. So we're getting less and less options of disc players out there, less and less companies wanting to invest in having some good manufactured disc players, and then they're just not going to be available for us, even if we want to buy them, even if we want to use them. they're just not going to have many options out there. Now, maybe there'll be a few options here and there you can always get online, but how good quality are they going to be? Are they going to be a good brand, or are they just going to be some cheap knockoff that may play a disc here once in a while, but probably is going to break really quickly? Yeah, I can see that definitely happening. So that's why the doomsday clock is ticking on us physical media collectors. Once the disc players run out, it don't matter how many discs we got ready to go. We need the disc players to be able to play them. So unfortunately, this is also why the clock is ticking.
There is no substitute.
Now to get into our third major issue that caused the physical media doomsday clock to tick is the pricing of certain physical media titles. Now don't get me wrong, there are some cheap options out there if you just want to collect some simple Blu-rays, but a lot of the really good labels have gotten so overpriced. You go to Criterion, it is so expensive. The only time you can really collect Criterion titles are during the sales month, so I'm excited for when those months do come up. But what if I want a Criterion title before then I have to pay double the price? It's outrageous. For a Blu-ray, it's $40. For a 4K, it's close to $50, right? You check those Citizen Kane title prices. Woo! I mean, Criterion is charging that money, and I just cannot get on that level there. To me, that is way too expensive for one physical media title. No, no, no. And it's a lot of boutique labels too. It's not just Criterion. You look at a lot of Arrow releases as well, even Kino Lorber. They can have some expensive titles too. You know, $30 plus, over 40, over $50 at certain times. I mean, oh my goodness, it's just so pricey. Even if you look at a Steelbook, Uncharted Steelbook, when that came out, that was over $50 at certain places, like close to $60 if you looked at it from Target. Oh my goodness, for a Steelbook for one movie? Yeah, it's a cool packaging with a Steelbook, but no movie is worth over $50. It just isn't. I'm telling you right now, no, 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 we cannot be having these kind of outrageous prices. So if you want the best of the best physical media quality, you gotta pay high prices. And to me, when I talk to a lot of people out there, why don't they collect physical media? Because if you want good quality ones, the pricing is pricing them out of collecting. You know, I mean, it's just the unfortunate fact that, yeah, some of these titles are just getting way too out of hand price-wise. And maybe you don't want to go with the boutique labels, but then you're sacrificing quality and you get things like this from a studio release that, sure, you can get this for like $7, but what are you getting? Not so good quality of a movie. So it's like, what do you sacrifice there? Do you sacrifice the price? Do you sacrifice the quality? I mean, there's just no good option out there. And even when you think, oh, you know what? All the boutique titles are just going to be super good quality. Sure, I'll pay the price. You get some that really aren't that great. Like the Shout Select of The Core. I bought this brand new movie right when it came out. No slipcover. What? Come on, for a new release. This is outrageous. And it's Shout Select. You think it's going to be great quality, but no new special features. All special features transferred over from movies before. And so, wow, I paid like over $20 for a Blu-ray with no slipcover. Like, come on, Shout Select, let's do better. This is ridiculous. So it's like, even when you do pay the higher price, sometimes you don't even get a really good quality product, unfortunately. So I think that pricing is just getting that doomsday clock ticking, because we can only afford so much as collectors. Yeah, it's our hobby. We love collecting. We're gonna spend money on it. We know that's the game there. But I mean, gets to a point where it's like, I have to choose only very few titles to collect, because I can't get all these 4K titles in the best quality. I can't do it. So I have to be so selective. And I feel like when studios see that, oh, people aren't buying these products, there's not enough people buying these products out there, they're going to stop releasing movies in this form. Hey, people aren't buying this product. Well, we're not going to make more of it. We're going to stop releasing it. Or they're going to start charging even higher prices to try to make up for the few select people that are buying it. And I don't think that's a good strategy yet, because eventually that's going to run out. Eventually you're going to price everybody out there. So to me, that strategy doesn't work either. So these prices need to get better for us physical media collectors, because if it gets so expensive and people think, oh, you know what, I'll go to Disney Plus and I'll just stream for like $8 a month, ton of catalog titles. Yeah, of course they're not getting the best quality, as we know as physical media collectors out there, but they're getting a whole lot of movies for a lot cheaper price when you think about it. So unfortunately, that's going to hurt us physical collecting community out there. So I think these studios need to get their prices down, get their quality up, because there has to be a middle ground there, because we got to be able to afford the disc to actually buy the disc at the end of the day. Because if we're not buying it, if we're not voting with our dollar, then they're going to stop making it. So it's kind of a catch-22 for us. It's like we want to buy it from you, but we have to pick only certain ones because it's just not in our budget to get all of the best quality of all of these out there. And it's like, oh no, what do we do? Do we just wait for the sales? Oh my goodness. It's like, it's kind of just a game in itself of like, hey, when do I buy this physical media title? When do I wait on it? And it's just, oh, it's such a hassle for us physical media collectors, and I can see that turning off a lot of collectors and them just not buying as much anymore. And that to me is what is making that doomsday clock tick even more. Just that outrageous pricing differences between different labels. I mean, it just gets too much sometimes, and it's just, it's a sick game that these studios are playing with us sometimes, that these boutique labels are playing sometimes, and it's just too much. I wish the prices were just fair priced out across the board, still keeping a standard quality for us. But yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're getting that. And I feel like if we don't get good quality products at a fair price, it's gonna put away, you know, people wanting to collect as much and just kind of push more collectors out of the community, unfortunately. So that's also making the clock tick.
Show me the money.
So what happens when the physical media doomsday clock runs out? We will no longer have quality discs with great transfers to enjoy. We will no longer even have a player to be able to play those discs even if we wanted to. And ultimately, the discs will become so outrageously expensive that we won't be able to get the good quality products we once knew and love, or we're gonna have to settle for garbage discs that nobody wants to watch anyway. That is what will happen when the clock runs out. So what can you do right now to make a difference and help save the physical media collecting community and put a stop to that doomsday clock from ticking and running out? Well, first, only buy physical media discs that are good quality transfers. You do not want to support garbage, so don't buy when they put out garbage. Next, you want to make sure you stock up on a few disc players, have them in storage, have them ready to go, because if your disc player breaks, you may be out of luck. And third, only buy physical media discs that are at fair prices, that are quality products. Don't let them get so overpriced and you are still spending your hard-earned money on them. No, no, no. Do not overpay for physical media titles. Unfortunately, like I did with the core. Learn from my mistake. Don't overpay for things that are not so good. Use that money wisely to only get the best in physical media. And if you're just discovering the channel for the very first time and you love physical media just like me, make sure you subscribe right now, because I'm going to get you tons of consistent physical media movie content goodness. And I don't want you to miss out on any of it. So subscribe right now, turn on that notification bell so you know when I post a video. And if you love this video, there's another video you're going to like that pops up. Make sure you click on that video to continue your physical media enjoyment journey on this channel.
I love you. You complete me.
Also, like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.